Good day, everyone. You're welcome. I want to talk once again. I'm your host, Abdul Qadri. Today, I have with me somebody that looms large, or would I say looms tall, in the Kwara political conversation when we talk about youth. It's been a very popular youth since, I think, would I say, they started hearing the name over 10 years ago. During, when you have student struggles, especially the one that involves the state government. Maybe when we talk about bursary and everything, you hear that name. One boy from, what do you call him from? Digba, sorry, it's not Digba. It is Gary. One boy from Gary. He's always in the middle of the president. I don't know. I think they have too many comrades in that axis. Gary, Pakata, Dutta, but that's all the lighter that I have. Comrade Habeeb Tajudeen, popularly known as Tallest. You're welcome on the show, and thank you very much for granting us this opportunity to host you on this platform.
Thank you, dear host, for having me on the platform, and thank you, dear listeners at home. It's a delight being on this platform.
Okay. You see, I think this should be the first time I'll be hosting you as a politician.
Of course, yes.
Recently, like you have talked, and you've always been somebody that is not afraid to say his mind. But recently, you decided and became a party man, political party man, for the first time in your public career. You joined the APC. Can you tell us how you came about joining, how you decided to join, and then how has that been since you joined?
Once again, thank you for having me on the platform. Leadership. I'll start by putting it as though a kind of leadership. Leadership has been part of the process that some of us have been towards the past 1.5 decades, 2 decades ago, as a student union leader and as a youth of our community. We have been contributing our quota to the development of our community. Then when we get to the tertiary institution, we think about what can we do apart from making a name, and as well ensuring that we contribute our quota to that community as well. And that is what led us to student unionism. Of course, yes, is a part of what we call politics as well, because you have to aspire to be able to lead at some certain level. And that is what we did when we were at the tertiary institution. And ever since we've come out of the tertiary institution, our thought is on the part of what we want to do, building a career along a particular line. Of course, yes, I studied IT-related courses. And yes, I went into, since 2016 that I left the university, I went into a part of my career to see exactly what I can lay my hand on and then be able to survive outside the shore of the university and the student union. Yes, like you have likely noted, January this year, I decided to say, okay, let me test my hand. Having tested my hand in my career path, I want to test my hand in leadership. And then I decided to join the Progressive Congress, APC. And you are asking me why APC. As at this particular period of time, you see, politics are, like we used to say, is a game of interest. You have to look at your own interest and the general interest. Of course, yes, when it comes to the priority in terms of interest, the general interest have to come first before your own interest. So why did I join APC? I see APC as a party that is going to serve the general interest and as well be able to cater for my own personal interests as well in terms of both leadership and public space. So I am in the APC to contribute my own quota to, like I said, like I rightly noted when I declared my intention to become a party, and I said, what we are promising is a developmental politics. We are coming in not just as the usual politician, we're coming in with our own idea, our own values, our own principles to see exactly how we can shape and mold the system to cater for the needs of the generality of the people. And yes, again, I saw APC as a party that can give you that platform. Okay, I saw it in the States that it is a party that has been encouraging the youth participation. If you look at the formation, cabinet formation of the incumbent administration in the state, we tend to have people who have, in one way or the other, have something to do with us in terms of student leadership, youth advocacy, and some other things like that, giving the opportunity to demonstrate exactly what they have in stock in values. And apart from that, generally, if you look at the structure of the party and the events that led to the formation of this administration, then you will have, as a young politician, you will understand that the best party for you when you are coming into politics should be APC. And apart from that, on a general note, for some of us who have the thought, the idea that we want to contribute, we don't just want to grow on a personal note, we want to contribute, we want to make impact. It is general knowledge that if you are going to make the larger impact that you intend to make as people, I don't know how big your own thoughts about your life is, but I want to leave a legacy. And I understand that from my own personal struggle, the kind of legacy that I want to leave might not be possible until I have a platform that can give me the possibility to change, to affect the life of the people as I wish to do in life. And the only thing that can give you that is a position of leadership, authority, where you will be able to influence policies, you will be able to influence ideas, you will be able to innovate and ensure that you have a platform to bring to fruition those innovations, those ideas that you have that will benefit the general populace. Take for instance, if you have somebody who has a great idea about education, he has the idea, but he doesn't have the platform. What gives him the platform? Leadership. So getting involved in leadership will ensure that those ideas that he has in developing the educational curriculum of the state are consistent. You have an example. I have a mentor who is a politician before now, Bolaji Abdullah. You have Malam Alaji Ologbebe today in the educational industry, and you can see the difference. And you have other people as well that have been participating in leadership and have been ensuring that there is changes whatever they can. So that's the idea, that's the thought, and that's exactly the reason why we felt it is fit for us to get involved now as a youth, to build a path for ourselves and to ensure that we affect the general.
Are you going to say that you like Madam Ologbebe more than you like Bolaji Abdullah?
No,
so I want to drive the conversation around that.
Okay.
Right from time, Madam Bolaji Abdullah has always belonged to a certain political dispensation in Kwara before the dispensation was booted out. Even in the last election, he was given, for the first time in his career, he found a party ticket. But you never joined a political party. So is it that you now, with Mr. Ologbebe, you are one of your mentors? Maybe Ologbebe has impacted you more than Bolaji Abdullah?
No, that's not it. Jokingly, let me tell you, I would say I'm a party man even before Ologbebe. Ologbebe have, that's what we say about value. Ologbebe has values. And the government of the day saw those values and decided to tap from it. That is when he became the SSA community development. He never came out to say, I am a party member. I did. So my joining partisanship has nothing to do with Ologbebe. And I do not measure it. I don't measure my relationship with people in terms of proximity. But of course, yes, in all of the time that Bolaji Abdullah has been contesting an election in the state, you will see that in front runner. In 2017, I can say single-handedly that I handled the new media aspect of Bolaji Abdullah campaign for governorship of the state for 2019 general election. And in 2023 as well as a senatorial candidate, even though I decided that at that point, what is most important to me is my career, I didn't want to join politics. I still play a very pivotal role in ensuring that ambition comes to fruition, even though God says otherwise. So it is not about joining politics. It is all about what I contribute to whatever they are doing as a mentor. So I have only cited the two of them as a man of value, a man who actually understands what he wants to do, and the platform they have to actually bring those.
Bolaji Abdullah has always belonged to a party you never really liked, or belong to a leader you never really.
I am not a kind of person that sees evil in everything, right? Yes, at the time, some of us became critical of the dynasty That's what we want us to say. But it wasn't out of hatred. It was based on the fact that we saw that this dynasty is not serving the general intent of the people again. And of course, before we start becoming critical of the dynasty, we call their attention. Yes, I have a relationship with the dynasty. I even work with the dynasty at a particular period of time to carry out some tasks. And I am proud that we make impact. That's what some of us wanted, make impact and ensure that the leadership is serving the people as it should be. So it is not about whether Madam Balaji belongs to the political party. It is all about timing. At that point, some of us felt it is not time for politics. But today we felt it is time for politics, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, now, Darling Balaji is the national spokesperson of the new coalition party, the ADC. You have the big names there. You have former Senate President, former Vice President, former governors, former ministers. I'm very sure one of the people we will contact him will be told us I have that boy still there, and I know that he has this strong gate. He can work for me. Have you been contacted?
I wouldn't say I've been contacted.
Okay, do you have a change of mind? Are you having a change of mind?
Of course, there's not at this particular period of time because the fact still remains that some of us were built on certain principles. Even that is what part of what we learned from Balaji Abdullah. To be a man of idea, a man of principle, a man who knows exactly what he wants, and a man of integrity. I joined ABC January 2025. That's barely 6 months away from now. If I decided to say, okay, because I've been contacted, I want to leave on the basis of possible, even though I've not been contacted, but as at this particular period of time, I belong to the APC.
I understand that you belong to APC, but if Malaja is not so you're done, tell us to follow me to that ADC.
I don't know how that would pan out, but of course, yes, like I said, currently I'm still a part of it.
I'm saying that, okay, now let's assume that Balaji is okay, tell us, come to ADC. You've been known as Balaji Abdullah.
I know definitely that if that will happen, Madam will give me a reason why I need to. It's going to be a conversation. We're going to sit down.
I'm not saying that it's positive on you, but is Madam, do you think it's big enough to convince you?
Forever, Madam Balaji Abdullah will be my mentor, and I do not think that probably even if I decide not to join the APC, our political differences will come in between us. He is my mentor. Forever, he will be my mentor. I will be one of the people that will contact him whenever I have issues to deal with. But when it comes to politics, it has to be, like I said from the beginning, it is a game of interest. If at this particular period of time, APC is serving my interest, and I told Madam that APC is currently serving, I want to believe that you can accept that.
Okay, now we are in party. What are you? What's your vision really? Do you want to be an elected official, or you want to be? You hope to be an appointee?
Of course, yes, it's all politics. And at this particular period of time, I haven't made up my mind to think about what I want to do. But of course, away from having a position, one of the most cardinal points that we fail to understand in terms of politics and governance is the values, the ideas, the innovations that should come even from those who are not part of the cabinet of a particular administration at a particular period of time. As far as you are a party member, you should have something you are contributing to the growth both of the party and of governance. So as of today, I'm seeing myself as one of those who actually bring in value of innovation idea to the party to say, okay, let us go through this path, let us do this for the people so that they'll be able to feel the impact of the democratic system. So am I contesting? I would say no, and I would not say yes at this particular. Am I hoping to get appointed? Yes, because that's the only way. That's the only way. That's the only way you can actually have the real influence in terms of policies, in terms of carrying out some tasks that government will be carrying out. So today, I'm still a member of APC. I'm looking at what is there in the party. I'm learning the rope to know exactly how partisan politics works.
Because you know that activism and politics are two different.
And that's exactly the reason why I said I'm learning the rope.
Exactly. So I'm trying to learn expression.
I'm trying to see exactly how is this thing being played internally and externally? I am trying to ensure that I drop the token of activism for politics as a different, and that is the reason why you see me coming down.
Do you detest the Saraki style of politics? Is it why? Is it that why you waited for Saraki to be voted out before you went?
Like I used to say, I am not one of those who believes dynasty in politics is a taboo. I'm not one of those who believes that.
But you don't believe the Saraki style of dynasty?
I believe at a particular period of time they believe their existence. I believe that because, like I wrote in 2017, I wrote an open letter in 2017 to the dynasty. I think that stands as one of the most viral articles I've ever written in my life. And what did I write in that article? I pinpoint some of the lapses in the dynasty, and I called the attention that they needed to look at those lapses. In a situation, I have friends who are from the Saraki dynasty, and if you are telling me to come and join leadership, I have to see that those people that are in that place are better for it before I come and join. There should be something that will put something in my head to say, okay, if I belong here, I am assured of my growth. So if I have friends that are not going, why do I need to?
Are you saying that you say the Saraki dynasty are not going?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. I can say it categorically that those in my own age group, those in my own social status, those in my own play group are not having the growth as it should be at that particular period of time when they're in power. And then that's exactly what happened. So it is not about the dynasty itself. It is about how the dynasty, the rotation that is happening, that is not allowing others to come into the fold and exert their own authority. So I won't be mentioning it, but those are the facts.
You made the same.
Yeah, so those are the facts. And that's exactly the reason why we called their attention at that particular period of time. That this thing needs to change. People need to move the ladder. Okay, those are the top. We are not saying bring them down, but let others as well move to the top with them so that you have a larger house. But in the end, what we are saying is exactly what happened. And of course, yes, like I used to say, it has more to do with that destiny as well. Okay, I think at that point, the Saraki dynasty has outlived its existence, and that's exactly what
okay. The compensation. There are talks around the gubernatorial seat of the state. Inshallah, Governor we have to leave his term. As Constitution and democracy dictates, he will leave his office by May 29, 2027, inshallah. Which, now, the question of who's system is not coming back. You know, like, but we all even he himself knows that it's not coming back. So, what is your view of how Quarans should look, to get this successor?
Like we started discussing, I have a partner. I'll start on the fact that what I will say
is
yeah.
We know that you are a party man now, but you've once been an activist and once the community is always coming.
Yeah.
You have the floor to speak. Like you said, you were in the dynasty, and when you saw some lapses, you called it out. It won't be even in your party, even if in your party you see something, you may call it out. Even if in another party there are things you think is happening and are impressive, you can call it out. Even if in other party you see things that you feel that if this party continues like this, they are not going anywhere, you can call it out.
That's not my responsibility though, but because I'm a party, my primary interest is my party,
okay.
And that is the All Progressive Congress,
okay.
APC, and I will be focusing on that, solely on that. Okay, why did I start on that note? I am a party man, and my primary interest is what my party does, because all I wanted is the success of the party. Because the success will lead to the actualization of whatever idea and thoughts that I have as a person to carry out for the generality of the masses. Now, APC and the state is going out of government in 2027. Okay, it is APC Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak. And we know from our own perspective and as a party person that it is going to be APC succeeding in as a party. Now, where did Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak come from? He comes from the Kwara Center. If you look at the historical facts about the leadership in the state, You look at that, you see that.
You're the person who took the baton from his
Yes, it's from Kwara South. But before then, you have two successive Kwara Central people coming in as governor. Governor Muhammad Lawal
and Dr.
may Allah bless his soul and continue to forgive his church colleagues. Then you have distinguished Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki, former Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, from the elite. And then you have Alhaji Abdel Fattah Ahmad from Kwara South for 8 years. Then you have His Excellency Governor Abdulrahman Abazar today as the governor, 6 years, and it's going to be 8 years, God willing, inshallah, in good health. So if it is going out, you have a situation. What is the situation for equity, justice, and fairness? You have a situation wherein you will be looking at the possibility of the gubernatorial seats going either to the Kwara South and the Kwara North. If you place it on priority, if you place it on equity again between Kwara South and Kwara North, you tend to have a situation wherein you will be tilting. If you are the type that wants that to manifest, you will be tilting towards Kwara North. That's part one. On that note, in 2017, when Alhaji Abdullah was contesting the gubernatorial election, I was, like I said, I can say that I am the face of the new media for his campaign organization. And I took a tour of Kwara, went to Kwara South, Kwara North, and Kwara Central together. I don't know if, yes, sometimes Facebook will remind me of some of the posts I made when we went to Kwara North. And I could recall, even from my point today, that if Kwara North decided to stone every politician that comes to their region, I mean every, not just APC or PDP, every politician that comes to their region that they don't want to see them, they have every right. Because of the kind of things that I saw when I went to the north. So, if that is the case, and we have people who are into leadership, of course, there's a lot of blame went to them as well. A lot of them blame went to them because those representing them ought to prioritize the development of that region, irrespective. There should be more than what I saw when I visited. But we couldn't see that. But they have a point at a particular period of time that the sole decision of some of this development does not come from them. Give us the opportunity to have this sole decision and say that how we can influence the development. Of course, I believe 4-8 years cannot bring to speed the kind of development that should come from the north. But I want to believe that at this particular period of time, they need to be tested with that leadership. Not because I want them to focus on their region, but because I want to see what influence can somebody at Ahmadu Bello way have to be able to stir up development.
Do you think the people of Kwara can only get the governors if they have one of them as a governor?
Yes, I think there are some certain advantage that will come with it, considering the kind of politics that will play here. And I'm not saying that it is a must for them to have somebody from them to have the development, but I'm saying if you are basing it on equity, justice and fairness too, I think they deserve it. So,
are you saying?
I am saying.
Are you saying that if as a Kwara Central person somebody comes out to say?
No, there is no constitutional barrier for anybody contesting gubernatorial election in the state. Everybody from every region have the right to contest. It is down on individuals who actually have an influence in whatever form to influence the outcome of who becomes the governor, both at the party level and at the general election. So, but on the personal note, I will be rooting. Let me put it that way. I will be rooting for a Kwara North gubernatorial candidate come 2027.
Do you know which candidates?
I do not specify, but that's exactly the reason why I started with I am a party person. Because in the end, the party decision stays supreme. Where if the party says it is going to stay in the central, then you are going to see me as a party person supporting that candidate from the central. But on a personal note, I will be supporting a candidate if we have any from Kwara North.
Do you have preference?
I do not have preference actually. I have people. I have someone who I'm very close to.
I think that does it for me.
Yeah, so of course, I have someone I'm very close to, but that does not mean preference. Okay, for some of us, we are going to look at some certain criteria to be able to
Thank
say
you very
this
much. I want
this
to
is
talk about criteria. That do you have a criteria of the kind of person you would have?
Yes, I do.
Even
I definitely do. I definitely do. I definitely think whoever, irrespective of the region that is going to become the governor of this state, must be competent enough, must have experience, must be agile. Because I want to believe that at this particular period of time, governance needs agility. We have seen that in the affairs of Muhammadu Buhari as the president. If Muhammad, I want to believe that if Muhammadu Buhari is more agile than he was as the president of this country, we will have it different, more than we had it. And of course, yes, I have the priority. Whoever that is going to become the governor of this state come 2027, this priority stands for me. He must be somebody who has the local knowledge. He must be rooted in the do's and don'ts of Kwara. Whether it's from Ilorin, whether it's from Kwara North or it's from Kwara South, he must know us deep down what we feel as a people. He must be a traditional person, somebody who understands the pain of the people. Because one of the major problems that we have as a people, and in terms of leadership, is the fact that majority of those who are actually now coming into leadership does not understand us very well. Thus, they are doing what they think and not necessarily what the people actually intend to have. So some of this criteria stands for me, and when it is time for us to actually come
Do you
out
have
with
that? Do you have, is there anybody you've seen that have this kind
of course, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them.
A lot of them.
There are a lot of them that have been showing interest.
Oh no, do you have anybody that have all these criteria that you're talking about?
Yes, I do.
If they throw their CVs to you, do you okay? You can't tell us that.
I will not tell you. That is to me because there is time for everything. Right now,
You said your friend. I know your friend. I know your friend.
thank you. You know it.
Governor Mohammed is your friend.
He's my friend. He's from Ghana. Thank you. But why this is my friend? He's from
He's your
Ghana.
brother.
Thank you. So you have a lot.
I know another friend.
So you have a lot of people that are my friends from Ghana. So if any of them, and that's the idea. If any of them throw their weight and say, I want to become the governor in 2027, they will surely have some of us. Because another thing there is that they are a youth like me. And I'm going to be supporting.
Okay, you are supporting the youth. I think everybody is supporting the Kwara northern youth.
Yes, that's
Why do you support the Kwara central youth? Now you two come out, let us vote for you.
Yeah, of course, yes. You see, politics is a game of calculation. You have to do your calculation the right way. I come from an area where the incumbent governor is going out. I come from Adewale. I'm particularly from Mediga, having the same family heritage, the executive governor of the state. So for that fact, it might be difficult when we're talking in terms of
The kind of politics
justice and fairness. No, we're talking about.
Don't you think if you become the governor, you can be fair to everybody?
Of course I can. I will definitely be. That is a promise. It is not about wherever I find myself in terms of leadership, I'll be fair to everybody. I've been practicing that and I'll continue to practice that. But of course, yes, politics is a game that requires so many mathematical calculations. I do not believe it favors me today to actually contest an election.
So you don't want to contest that election?
Yeah, because
Okay. Come to us. Tell me that you're fair.
Madam Abdul, my friend remains my friend. And when
You don't have any good.
when
For the kind of person honest does not have.
when it is time for me to carry him on my head like a placard, I would you know that
I've had whispers that to support somebody in the House of Assembly.
that is to you.
I've had whispers that to support somebody that's
Whoever that is whispering have the
I've had whispers that you have a friend from Kwara North in the House of Assembly.
Yes, I do. I have friends in
A friend?
No, I have friends at the State House of Assembly who comes from Parliament. And definitely, I have friends in this cabinet that comes from Parliament.
I'm talking about friends in House of Assembly.
Yeah, we are saying the same thing. I have friends in government. A lot of people in government are my friends and they're from Parliament. And of course, if any of them is throwing their weight how to say, I want to contest governor, they will surely have an
Thank you very much. That has been a very good place to leave it. Thank you very much for your time. We know it's been a tight schedule for you and really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. That was Comrade Tajudeen Habeeb, popularly known as Tallest, who has been taking us through this political journey and the political foray of Kwara State. Thank you very much, our viewers. I think that's where we draw the curtain. I remember myself of the Quadri once again. Do